Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. Welcome to Transformers Thursdays. I know this is kind of an on and off stream, but we're trying to make it slightly more regular, though there won't be one next Thursday. But anyway, we're just plugging away here with season 2. We got a lot of good ones, I feel, this time around, actually. I think there's actually like a pretty solid amount of ones to check out. So before we continue on, let's go through some stuff here. This Friday, Fearless Fridays, baby, with Daredevil. It's coming to an end. It's actually ending pretty soon. Not too many left after this one, so it's a bit sad, but, you know, we move on. And once Daredevil is complete, we're going to move on to Fantastic Four. Fantastic Fridays, 4 comics every Friday. Fantastic Four in order, doing the Kirby run. So 102 issues plus 6 annuals, 108 in total for an episode. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun covering those. Of course, Monday. Now, this Monday, I'm going to be on Clobberin Time's channel. The link to his channel is in the description of this video, plus all my other videos. I'm going to be on his channel doing some Earth B. I think we're doing Super Sons again because that was just so crazy last time. We got to do that again. But then Tuesday, I'm back. We're talking Dazzler. So that's going to be a lot of fun continuing our Dazzler series. That's just once a month, just to, you know, have something fun to do. It's a very light stream, so nothing too crazy there. And then a week after that, we're back with the Legion of Superheroes. We have 4, so we're done with Adventure Comics next week when we're going to be starting into Action Comics. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I've read the first 2 issues of this already, so they're pretty neat. All right, before we begin, let's say thank you to the Legionnaires. These are the channel members. So thank you to Dan, Sean, Steven, and Clobby, who you see on all the streams. Brennan, Picasso, Cliff on Comics, and RR. Thank you guys for joining up. I appreciate that. So that is that. Let's get my 3. I want to get my 3D overlay back because I actually like my 3D one that I have here. See, it's the same background. I just made it like pop out. All right, let's bring in our reviewer to help us get through these.
Hey,
there you go.
I'm wearing Transformers adjacent.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Destro, man. Yeah.
I want to see if does this look. Well, now we're like surrounded by Transformers. That's kind of fun.
That's kind of neat.
That's kind of neat. Maybe I'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
This one's my Legion one. It's a little bit. Oh, well, that's not that bad. Oh, that's even more skinny. Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. I like this.
Cool, yeah.
This is cool.
Megatron's right here. No.
Yeah. I got Starscream.
Yeah. I love that you have the corner box is the headmaster thing. I love
that's the best one, man.
It's one of the best corner boxes, man.
Yeah. So I think these are a lot of good. I got a shit ton. I had to write a lot.
I got a shit ton of notes too. They're on another email up top here.
All right, so we're just gonna power through these.
It's 12, right? 12 episodes.
It's 12 episodes. I was like, let's get through because I'm anxious to get to. We're gonna finish the run of the English versions. I'm not sure about Headmasters. the Japanese one. I'll think about it. It is on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it, but I do own it.
Yeah.
But I want to do Thundercats because you know what? Thundercats.
It's hard to get a hold of. Like Transformers is all over YouTube. Warner Brothers never did that. Warner Brothers never did that for Thundercats, and they really should. They'd make a lot of money. But just in views, But
no, I know.
But yeah, and Thundercats. I don't know when the last time I've binged it through the pandemic, but I don't know when the last time you watched Thundercats is, but it's
25
awesome.
years ago.
Oh, and then you're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's mega continuity, lots of cool satellite characters and stuff, and lots of 5-parters. Like lots of like they did more 5-parters than most of these other cartoons did. So
wow.
Yeah.
So now I've got them all. I own them all.
I own them all too. I didn't buy the new pack, which was all of them in one box.
I like that.
I had them, but now with all this hoopla about this
DVD
one, I might break down and buy the new one.
Yeah, I had it up the other day. Let's take a look, and then we'll get going. Thundercats
Thundercats isn't on there, but I'm suspicious.
Yeah, it's like $80 on Amazon.
I'll get it, man. God, for security, I'll get it.
Yeah, I might have to get this. It was already in my cart, so I mean, I might just. I won't do it. Maybe I'll do it next month and just get it. Like I ended up just getting Voyager because I never owned. I had the first 3 seasons of Star Trek Voyager, and I thought I'll wait for Blu-ray. And I'm like, I don't think this is coming. I don't think this Blu-ray. They did Next Gen, which I'll get Next Gen on Blu-ray.
I didn't sell.
It's still that you can get it right now. You can get Next Gen right now on Blu-ray. So but anyway, let's say hello. Skeptics here already. I was hoping that there'd be a store to sell shirts made from beard hair. No, come on, stop it. Decepticon and King Arthur's Core is worth it alone with Starscream tackles and hugs Megatron at the end. That's the best. Headmasters is weird. Yeah, I like it.
Cool, man.
Andrew, Deathstroke, get me out of here. Oh yeah, we never got the Insecticons. Yeah, and Simply Steve, hey, how's it going? Scorponok was the closest. Yeah.
Yeah, they I don't know if anyone remembers the ad campaign before the first Transformers, but there was they were trying to do a viral campaign where they had 3 sightings of real Transformers and they used the old design. So one of them was something that looks like Grimlock walking in the distance and someone's trying to take a video of it. Another one was an insect that's basically one of the Insecticons flying around and they're trying to get a good shot, and then you finally see it's the old toy. And so they're using those old toys.
Wow.
And then when you watch the movie, it has nothing to do with any of that. So,
bastards.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how's it going, man?
Hey, Chris.
Thanks for popping in. Okay. So we've got a lot to cover. Let me. Does it matter if I read the synopsis? So, Master Builder, is the first one. We got Grapple, Power Glide. Let's see what the so. It sucks because these are in order on the line. So Master.
So you have to
have to Control F them.
Control F, yeah.
F them. The Constructicons suddenly get the drop on the desert-bound Grapple and Hoist. However, they claim to not be looking for a fight, but instead looking to help in the Autobot cause. They prove their newfound loyalties by using their skills on Grapple's powerful solar energy collection tower schematics. Ooh. Grapple is thrilled at the opportunity, especially since Optimus Prime turned it down earlier. That bastard.
Yeah.
Constructicons are lying. What? And Megatron plans to use the power for himself. What? Are you serious?
I didn't see that coming. Yeah,
I didn't see that coming at all. Seriously.
Were your
Yeah.
notes?
I don't. I most of my notes are just like what kind of happens. Smoke screen. Yeah. So you guys all of a sudden we this was not intended. I just randomly picked where to end last stream, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap! This entire block is all these new guys. It's like so.
Yeah, it's the second wave of like the cars and the mini bots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got? Because you're
and also the cone heads, because like so the first
yes.
set of seekers didn't have the cones, and then the second ones did. In the toys, you can make them cone heads or not. It was up to
Yes.
you, right? Because it was all just Starscream. Okay, so Grapple was seen in one of the earlier episodes, but didn't do much.
Right.
Here, Grapple's like seen as this weird, like arrogant dude that wants to prove himself and stuff. Yeah, so Grapple and Hoist get a lot of speaking lines here. That's great. The Autobots. So we made this comment last time. The Decepticons are working. They're doing their thing, and the Autobots are just playing around doing stupid crap, right? So the Autobots are playing basketball like throughout this entire episode. It's like Optimus Prime continue. Usually it's just one scene in the beginning, but like Optimus Prime is still trying to like play basketball halfway through the episode.
Right.
Well, the Decepticons are working, man. They're making this tower. Prime rejects the solar tower. Yeah. That felt like a very corporate-y. Like I kind of didn't like Prime there. I was like, you're an ass. Like, just make the thing. His only concern is that they have to protect him from the Decepticons, like everything else. What's your problem?
Yeah, he's like, what if it fell into the wrong hands? You mean like everything ever in this cartoon? Like, what are you talking about?
This whole block of episodes is that anyway.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so why are you tense at this one?
I wrote, why would you trust the Decepticons? Yeah, why?
Yeah, why?
Ramjet gets a speaking line. That's cool. I think it's his first speaking line. He's the White Jet.
Yep.
And Smokescreen gets highlighted for a scene to show. They did this a few times. They do this later with Trax, where Trax just sprouts his wings and fights the Seekers.
Yes.
And they didn't do that again. It's like, yeah, this toy can do this, right? So here's Smokescreen's design looks awesome. Like, it's colorful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's really cool looking. So yeah, those are my my notes for this. I do like the agreeable Constructicons, like when they're on their side and they're building. It's like, oh yeah, you know, like they're being all nice and stuff. I like that. But they're
that was fun.
Yeah, but they're assholes in real life. So yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like they didn't tell Megatron about this plan, so he's all like pissed off.
Because they're improvising.
They
overheard
improvised,
them talk about it because they're up top on the cliffs.
Yeah,
and
they
then
see what's going on.
Then they come down and they have a little fight. It's like, no, we don't like Megatron either. It's like, you know, let's join up. So then Megatron's like, oh, I know, we got this omnipotent camera thing. You know, we can totally see everything. So then he's like, Megatron, did you really believe any of that? It's like, what are we gonna say? It's like we gain their trust. Let's you know, let's do a thing here, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Megatron. He's weird sometimes. Like, it's like, why are you being like, why are you being so dense? It's very obvious. Like, the Constructicons are not joining up with them.
That Smokescreen looks awesome.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Earthrise one.
Earthrise, yeah.
The Earthrise toys were pretty good. I got a few of them. I basically grabbed them if I you know.
Yeah, they're really capitalizing on the G1 designs.
This is awesome. Is this that's a reissue G1. That looks really good.
One, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
The original toy was awesome. It was basically Jazz or Prowl, but a recolored one. And the colors are great. Like, blue and red always looks awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks awesome.
No kid would complain if they got that.
Yeah, well, here you
Ironhide maybe, but not. Like, why is it a windshield anyway?
No, this guy's badass. Yeah, the problem is when I start watching these cartoons, I start going online and be like, "Ooh, I wonder what I'm gonna have." Like, I'm gonna own every Transformer.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I liked this episode. So
this is pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of these things where you're like, after this, you don't really like Grapple. I had a Grapple reissue, which is like the same exact thing. It's a pretty cool toy because you could make the crane position like in front of them as like a ram or something like that, and it's pretty neat. It's basically
I had the
orange. Yeah.
Well, I had the GoBot version of this thing.
Oh yeah, and when in the Japanese version of that in the cartoon, like the crane is out the pelvis.
The crotch.
Yeah.
You're like,
Grapple is in the movie very briefly in the background. And honest to God, I didn't know that until I got the DVD. Because there's a scene where I can't remember who's in the foreground shooting, and in the very background, Grapple's there, like walking and shooting. And I didn't
Oh,
see that in the murky VHSs I had. And I saw it in DVD. I was like, oh my God, Grapple's in this movie.
does he?
Jeez.
Is he one of the guys? He does. Does he get eaten by Unicron or no? Does he?
I think he survives. He's not in season 3 though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's on Earth during the first battle. That's where you
Right.
see him. Yeah.
All right. The next one was Auto Berserk.
Yep.
Yeah, a battle with the Decepticons leaves Red Alert's logic and reason circuits fried. As a result, Red becomes paranoid and believes that his own fellow Autobots are plotting to betray him. Starscream discovers the situation and he tricks the paranoid Red Alert into helping him steal an experimental weapon. Now the Autobots must save Red Alert before he explodes. Yeah, there's again new weapon. I love the tape recorder. It's like, oh, there's your tape recorder. That was funny.
Yeah.
I tried to write down all the names of these things. The Negavator.
Negavator, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got some more new characters. Inferno, Leaves, Red Alert's all messed up. Starscream tries to team up with him, which is great. And we see the whole bunch of new jets again.
Yeah.
So it's like Thrust and with the Ramjet and all those guys.
Yeah.
So
Roger Ramjet.
Roger. But yeah, this is like a lot. I just like where the guy's like, "Hey, you forgot your tape recorder." It's like,
yeah,
why is that there? Like,
yeah, and it always looks like it looks exact like kids know it looks exactly like Soundwave or exactly like
you're like, oh my god, it's Soundwave.
Yeah. So the Negavator, I felt belonged in a G.I. Joe cartoon because in the G.I. Joe cartoon, they made weapons and vehicles that weren't sold. Like the Weather Dominator and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like it's got a cockpit with like a dome bubble canopy thing, and it just seems like something a G.I. Joe would fit in and not a Transformer. It just seemed weird.
AFK.
The Negavator, but
and
anyway.
Hey Joe Dog.
Hey Joe Dog, AFK. Buzzsaw and Frenzy appear. That's cool.
Yeah.
Inferno and Red Alert are highlighted again. So it seems to me when they were trying to go through the cycle of these guys, they would have guys appear for about 3 episodes, and then other guys would come. And how they would introduce them is there's a dude in the background, and you might not even say anything, and then the next episode they're a big deal. It's kind of like Blaster. Blaster appears in the beginning of one of the episodes, and then doesn't appear again till Blaster Blues, and then it's like, oh, it's a whole thing about him. So they sort of weave them in, and then they're like a big thing for what an episode, and then they kind of weave them out to get to the next guy, right? Red Alert is funny. First of all, the toy was awesome. I had Red Alert. He was die-cast metal, and he was basically Sideswipe, but like recolored. I love the transformation where you take the hood and you put it down and it's his chest. He's really neat. The only thing, and I never understood this, I don't know what the hell he is. He's a Lamborghini with emergency lights. And like in the cartoon, in this episode, they mistake him for another guy's car. And it's some like firefighter, and he's like, "Hey, that's my car." It's like, you have a Lamborghini with emergency lights on it.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
What is this? Like, it's like I don't even know. It's obviously a Japanese design and just like took. And I don't know if in Japan they had Lamborghinis that were part of the part of their emergency crew or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's pretty expensive for like, like just like an emergency car or whatever. Like usually they're pretty shitty.
Yeah. I wrote down that Dirge gets a speaking line, which is I had Dirge, so and he's the seeker no one cares about. He's the blue one with the tan wings, but he gets a speaking line here. And I wrote.
Oh yeah, Dirge sucks, or not sucks, but like
he's my only seeker. Yeah, he's cool,
kind of neat.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's good. He's all right. He looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks like when you have a computer in the old days, you're through Windows 3.5, and then you would select like Aqua.
Yeah.
or something as your theme, and then everything became. You're like, why? It's like it became like the dirge like colors. You're like, this looks
He's like
weird.
the
Like
off color, off beat. Yeah.
yeah. It's like someone who picks like blue Ken in Street Fighter. Like that's weird. Like Ken is red. Like why is he blue in this?
Yeah.
I think I like Thrust.
I wrote down the line. I've got morons on my team, which is from
yes,
Megatron or whatever. I've got morons on my team. Thrust was cool because he had the weird, rotating like the weird fan blades on his.
I like that.
It's so weird. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I wrote down for Auto Berserk. It's cool. It's like another Autobot like acting out of line kind of thing. In this case, it's like his mind is messed up. And I don't know who would like getting this toy after this episode. He does cool things after this, but like but if you just watch this, you're like, this guy's an asshole. I don't want him. Like, you know.
Yeah, oh man, or Thrust is awesome. Like this guy's pretty bad. Oh no, see, he didn't have. You could put the cone. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's a conehead in the cartoon, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
The toys they drew them as the toys, right? But in a cartoon, it's like a Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge or coneheads.
Just to make them different or whatever, but they look pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't get that, and it's funny because you can make them coneheads if you want to. In the toy, they gave you the option.
Right.
Yeah.
Microbots. Okay, the next one's Microbots. The Decepticons finally locate their old ship missing since the crash on Earth millions of years ago. Above all else, Megatron. Wow, it's terrible. I'm reading this from Wikipedia. I'm not a great reader, but this is awful. Megatron wants and claims the heart of Cybertron. He becomes more powerful than ever and easily crushes anyone who stands against him. We have a few of these invulnerable ones this week.
Yeah.
This is all very bad, but it all threatens to get worse. Okay, the Autobots learn that the heart of Cybertron will soon explode and take many with it, including Megatron himself. The only way to this is cool. The only way to stop this threat is for Perceptor, who I love, Bumblebee, and Brawn to embark on a fantastic voyage. Megatron's body proves as inhospitable to the three Autobots. So basically, they shrink and they go into Megatron's body.
Yeah.
And have to clear out the disconnect the heart of Cybertron. Man, I thought this one was awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Firstly,
awesome.
I love Perceptor anyways.
Yeah.
I had Perceptor, so that was like and if you had a character, then you automatically got pumped up for them.
How cool was that toy? I never had it, but it looked like a good piece. Like, it's
a good piece, and you could use it.
And it's supposed to be a real so how much did it magnify?
Pretty decent for
good?
A kid at least.
Yeah.
Got Giant Size Defenders number 2 today. Awesome. I'm not sure if
awesome,
I have
man.
I wonder if I have that one. I was collecting Defenders pretty heavy. I might have that one. I have to check. So yeah, so spaceship was in the ground. Perceptor, I love that stuff. Yeah, it's like, Brawn, this is where Brawn keeps making fun of Perceptor, like, oh yeah, why don't you go out there and do something and all that. He doesn't have courage. And then they've got the chip, Heart of Cybertron. What else did I put? Yeah, I like at the end, he's all cool with them, like, oh, he's my good buddy now. It's like, maybe Perceptor should be like, you know what, buddy? Maybe Brawn, maybe I'm not your friend. How do you like that? Maybe I'm not your friend now, right? It's like, you're cool with me. It's like, well, I'm not cool with you. How do you like them apples? Anyway, so I thought this one was pretty awesome. I do like the shrinking thing.
Well, the shrinking thing is a trope of 80s cartoons. It's one of the tropes.
Yeah,
we're gonna see another trope maybe in the next batch, but this is like everyone shrank. The Rock and Wrestling, they shrank.
Yeah,
the Alvin and Chipmunk shrank. And everyone shrank. It's like they just did that for. This is before Honey I Shrunk the Kids. What did I write down here? I like the opening of this, which is like it's kind of like a movie. It's like, what's going on. These are archaeologists. It's like, what's going on? I found something weird. Like, damn, what is this? That's cool. Braun's being an a-hole. I like when they're in the jungle and like Starscream is attacked by a boa and like and Ravage encounters a real actual big cat and he's
Right.
like that. That's kind of neat. They didn't even have to do that, but this is what Sunbow did. It's like they did these high quality projects where it's like, yeah, you think this is a dumb cartoon, but they're doing everything. Like they brainstorm all the cool things that would happen, and they did them. It's pretty neat. Um, when Megatron needs the heart of Cybertron installed, does he have to lie down for that? Like he
Yeah.
lies down and then they do it, and then he gets back up. And I'm like, can't you just put it in here, right? Like what the hell was
Yeah,
that?
just put it in there. Get
Yeah.
her in there, man.
Oh yeah, too much energon means drunk Decepticons. They're like super drunk and they're like, I remember the good old days
I
of
love it.
Cybertron and all that. Um,
Yeah, that was awesome. And then it's like, are you kidding? Because they get so drunk that they can't do anything. And then,
yeah,
then Megatron's like, what the hell?
attack them, and it's like, and they're all drunk and stuff.
Just
Yeah, the
finished watching
Autobots.
60-foot centerfold and boy, my arm's sore thing. Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah, oh yeah, 60-foot centerfold. Yeah. um, yeah, it's a whatever movie. I own it. So, uh, the Autobots take advantage of a drugged up Megatron, which would be super Me Too right now.
Yeah.
Like he's not in control of his faculties, and they just like they enter him. So
Right.
whatever. I like Perceptor shooting from his periscope. They didn't really show that much. Because a kid's gonna do that with their toy. Like obviously it's the periscope that you peer. His microscope like mode, right? But when he's the robot, it's like a cannon or something like that. So you're gonna like shoot guys with
Oh,
it.
big time.
So
You know what irked me sometimes? I think you could put it on any side. I don't remember
okay.
as a kid if it could actually go either, because I think it popped out and then you could either put it this way or that way.
Okay.
Like it could be here. But sometimes I've seen where it doesn't match the cartoon. Like that it's like my OCD. It's like, okay, what side is it supposed to be on? Like pick a side and that's the side that it's on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the missile on Mirage or
Mirage or any of there's a lot of these guys. I do like when there's like weapons coming from the side, and that seems to be like there's a lot of guys like that now coming out with like in this batch of episodes. There seems like there's more guys with these missiles.
That was a thing back in the day too, and like everyone had the standard issue. If you had one Rambo figure, you probably had the one where the flamethrower comes out.
Oh, I had that one. That's the one I had.
I had that's the only one I had. It was awesome. And
too.
like and you make his arm like come out
yes.
so that the handle goes right into his. Yeah. That was a well designed figure. I have to say. You don't appreciate till you're older, but that's a well designed figure, man. It's like
I just didn't like that he had that white sweater on.
I know.
Like, why is that?
You want the topless Rambo thing,
right? You want topless Rambo.
Like Rambo.
Yeah. But,
my last, it's Coleco who did Starcom, and every single Starcom thing did that. So they put that. It's like a wind up thing.
Wait, is Starcom the magnet feet people?
The magnet feet people, yeah.
Yeah, I've got. I have I have one Starcom guy.
Oh,
he's magnetized, doing like a spacewalk.
Yeah.
On my lamp. He has been there since the dawn of. It's my little kid one. Everywhere, no matter where I go,
you don't have the visor anymore, right?
Oh God, no. That visor's gone. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. So I always bring him and then stick him wherever, and then he stays there for you've never seen him in my room because you're not going to look at the lamp, but he's literally there all the time. So
yeah, Starcom's awesome.
Starcom,
like, I've got a lot of pieces of that. So my last note for this was I took note of the animation in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
There's some great shots, like just individual shots. There's the one shot of Braun destroying one of the sanitizers, which is the ring things. He rips it apart, and it's such fluid animation and such shadowing and shading when it happens. It's pretty awesome. And the other shot was Megatron blasts Warpath, where he has the big superpowers.
Yep.
And Warpath gets blasted, and it's the most fluid animation. It looks like a movie. I don't know if they took extra care with this one. It's pretty cool. But yeah, anyone who says that this is crappy animation is super lying to themselves, because there's some great shots where like it's just they didn't have to go that extra step where there's like POV, or there's like, or the camera's following a character as they're like backing up or like running. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Here, this is the newest Perceptor. See, it's on the wrong side on this one.
Yeah.
But on the box, it's on this side, so I don't know if you can change it.
Yeah.
But like, I actually like, where's the one I like that I was going to get? Oh, I actually like this one. I was going to get
cool.
this one because it's the 86, the movie.
movie.
I've been buying the movie versions of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
But pretty good. All right, the next one was, Megatron's Master Plan. I mean, look, let me Master Plan.
One of the two parts that was ripped off for the part 3.
For
it was this and Ultimate Doom were like slung together to make Transformers 3.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what the movie was called.
Oh, okay.
3.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the Bay movie?
The Bay movie, yeah.
It's called nope. Lost it.
Dark in the Moon is the second. No. Dark in the Moon's the third one, right?
Okay, so there you go.
Dark in the Moon, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so with the help of wealthy Sean Berger, it's like, okay, Megatron turns the public against the Autobots, but Spike discovers the tape as a Decepticon trick. Okay, yeah. But before the boy can reveal the truth, the Autobots are found guilty and banished from Earth. Megatron reprograms Solitran 1, sending the Autobots on a one-way journey to the sun. With the Autobots banished from Earth, the Decepticons are free to do as they desire. Megatron betrays Schomburger, shocker, and imprisons him along with Spike, Sparkplug, Chip, and the mayor of Central City. Meanwhile, the Autobots struggle to escape from their predicament and return to Earth to save it from the Decepticons. This one was pretty epic, though I have to think, hey, Ethan, how's it going?
Hey, Ethan.
I mean, this is one of these ones where everyone has to be a dumbass. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess we believe the Decepticons now. It's like, okay, from
it's
one
Silver
thing,
Age. It's Silver Age DC Comics.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's Superboy. It's like, like, I never did like that, Superboy. It's like,
I know.
Don't you think after all this time that something's wrong? And it's like, come on. Yeah.
No, I mean, I read these Superboy comics all day where Superboy and Supergirl are in a constant state of like crying or feeling bad and people making fun of them. It's like, get out of here. We don't need you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm literally on in the covers, like he's crying and everyone's, oh, get out of here, Superboy. You're useless. And you're like, really? Like, come on, guys. But like, yeah, so the mayor, Burger, that's the best. What else? The Autobots are not, if there's a trial, like, don't they see that, like, it's like, why didn't they ever try to put the Decepticons on trial? Because the Decepticons wouldn't even bother showing up for that.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. They don't see that, like, by them surrendering, obviously they're not guilty.
Correct.
Because they can outpower you in 1 second. It's
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know if you ever read oh shit, what's the name of that DC Comics thing that was turned into a movie? The Darwin Cook thing. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, where they capture Martian Manhunter, and then they call in Superman, and it's like, oh, what do you make of this? And Superman's like, well, obviously he's good. And it's like, well, how?
You're talking about New Frontier.
New Frontiers, yeah. And Superman's like, well, he, with all the powers you told me he has, he could have just broken out here in 1 second, but he remains here because he knows it's the right thing to do. And they're like, oh, I guess he's okay then.
I stole that trope for my Morn character. My books are available on Amazon.com if anybody wants them. The link is in the description. But my character, same thing. I had one where he traveled to this other place, but now they didn't know he could escape. He just they capture him and then they talk to him and then he just breaks free. They're like, what the heck? He's like, yeah, I could have broken free in 2 seconds and left. He's like, but I'm here to help you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, but I do like that he reprograms it to go into the sun and then they're like, oh crap. And then I like the idea that they destroy, like in destroying Teletran 1 or damaging
Yeah,
it, they
saved.
helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saved them. That was cool.
So
I like the humans like kind of banding together. I like Burger going like, oh, I was an asshole. I gotta
yeah.
like make up for it. So that's kind of neat.
You're
What
getting
else?
into part two there, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's do one, two
so
together.
okay, so my part one notes are, yeah, the humans are fickle mush heads.
Right.
Sunstreaker turns against the humans in 1 millisecond.
Yeah,
He's like
1 second.
he's like, I never liked them anyway. What assholes? It's like, dude, what? No one else thinks this way. You're the only. You thought everyone is like, oh yeah, you're right, but like that didn't happen. Um, yeah, and Prime's like, yeah, watch it, buddy. Bumblebee's like, some of my best friends are human, which was the commonist argument in the 80s.
Yeah.
If Autobots were guilty, yeah, they wouldn't surrender. The Seekers, wait, the Seekers, the Seekers in big Autobot costumes. So when I was a kid, that was a bit too far fetched for me. When I was like 9, I was like, or whatever I was, like 8 or something like that. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I could buy everything else, but it's like, where do they get these costumes from?
Why didn't they just have a hologram guy or something?
I know,
right? Like it's
wait,
like look,
takes
it's
off
like
a mask.
yeah,
And
it's like
they have to break his design to do it because he takes out the mask, and then the two things on the
pop
sides
up.
of his head pop up, right?
Yeah, and you're like,
And I was like,
that's not there.
what the hell?
Yeah, I don't think Starscream can pretend to be Optimus Prime with a
No.
costume.
Yeah.
Like that is messed up.
The other thing too is when they're like, okay, all the Autobots go on this ship and we'll shoot you into space, except the Dinobots, except Omega Supreme, except Skyfire. It's
Right.
like none of those guys, and they don't address this at all. Like, because you figure like in the next episode, it's like, oh, you forgot us, and we're gonna take care of business now, or something.
Yeah, no, it's Omega. Yeah, the Dinobots are living on Dinobot Island,
and they're all established in the show at this point. So,
ooh, my favorite toy. I mean, as a kid, I liked Grimlock and I liked Perceptor and all those guys. I think like who's the coolest guy right now? I had Fortress Maximus, but I sold it.
Yeah.
I kind of like actually kind of like Jetfire or Skyfire, whatever the hell they're calling him now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the guys I have now. I think like Cyclonus looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
But my favorites are the Insecticons. Like that's my favorite. Those three guys, I like their story. I like the way they look. Sean and I went to a toy show last year, and I grabbed the 3-pack of the reissues. It's really nice.
I liked I've sold a lot of my Transformers. I kind of regret it, but I really liked Armada Megatron because you could put different guys on. Because so Armada was like you could put the little mini cons on guys, and when you did that, it activated a new thing. And he had tons of different features, like, a cannon that made a sound and all that. He was awesome. And he was a cool piece, right? I liked Scourge from the old Robots in Disguise, which is basically Optimus Prime's Laser Sword Optimus Prime, or something, Laser Power Optimus Prime, or something like that. He had a feature where you could load him with discs and turn a thing, and like his oil tanker can shoot like discs.
So what is that called? Optimus,
yeah, just like Laser Optimus Prime or something like that.
Like laser. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
But the one I had was black. That's not.
I see.
So like Scourge, Robots in Disguise. Maybe.
Okay. Oh, here you go.
That thing, yeah. He was a cool looking toy. He was an evil
That's
Optimus.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. But like Optimus Prime, the original one was awesome. Like I remember I got that for Christmas along with Megatron, and Megatron disappointed me, of course, because I tried to turn him into the guy, and he's like flopping all over the place. And I was like, yeah, Optimus Prime's clearly the best one here. And I had the roller, and you can like eject roller, and he like shoots across the room.
Yeah.
He was really great, and like the construction and design and just transformation of Optimus Prime was so simple, and he was metal, which was cool.
Yeah.
The only problem was the legs were plastic and could break off, but But yeah, no, he was awesome, and all the pieces that came with them with that trailer, so good. What a great toy. So yeah, those are probably my three from the entire
From the
thing.
entire thing.
There's so much good stuff. It's hard to pick a bad Transformer. So yeah.
A really big trigger, I know.
I know, you had this big thing that came out like this. Yeah.
Like, what is going on here?
It's so stupid because there are 3 gun Transformers from the line they took Megatron from, and the 2 other ones are a lot more solid, and I don't know why they didn't go with them. It's so weird. The Japanese one could actually shoot bullets. You didn't know that in America because they never sold them with the red bullets that you take.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
When
I bought the Japanese reissue, I was like, what the hell? Like the mace, the energy mace that was in the cartoon came with them, and that didn't come with the American one. And the bullets. And I was like, oh shit, you could shoot bullets. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember.
He should be able to, because there's some sort of spring action going on.
Something's going on. Yeah. My friend had one with the red. Not my friend, but somebody I knew had one with the red. The pellets or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because in Japan, they just don't care. They don't care.
Japan, they don't care.
They don't care.
That's their slogan. That's the Japanese slogan.
Yeah. And my part 2 notes were so Cosmos appears. He has the voice of Peter Lorre or something. I always thought that was weird, but he sounds like Peter Lorre. It's like later on, Beachcomber sounds like Bing Crosby. It's like they took all these old ass actors and they made them voices, right?
Bing Crosby tap dancing with Danny F and K. Right?
Yeah.
From. I was watching Police Academy 2 before the stream because of reasons, but it was on TV, so I own this, but I'm like, I'll watch Police Academy 2. And when Mahoney goes to get his new uniform because he's the beach cop, and then he goes and gets New York, and then he puts the balloon in his pants.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, be gentle. And then she pokes it, and it's like, shh. Just reminded me with the Megatron.
Oh yeah, I love all the blind Decepticon love in part 2 when they have a party and everything, and someone offers pardon?
Decepticon Day,
Decepticon Day. We never had an Autobot Day. It's like and all this fanfare and stuff. They have this big disco party and everything. And the one kid is coloring Megatron. It's like, oh, I'll have this marker. It's like, oh, the real Megatron is on TV.
Yeah.
And then Megatron's like, all right, F this. We're going to take you over.
You guys are all trash. We're going to own you.
Yeah, they're so stupid.
How dumb is this kid? And the other thing, you would think that the kids would not fall for it because they'd be like, I don't believe Megatron. The kids are supposed to be more savvy. It's like, I don't know, little Timmy, there's video evidence. It's like, that's video evidence is bullshit, Dad. The kids, you're not dumb. You know that they look bad, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what's Ethan saying? Found a video called Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. That's what it was called.
Forest Battle Stop Motion. They do a lot of stop motion stuff with Transformers now. Even Hasbro does it, on their Hasbro Pulse and everything. I love. There's an amazing Seekers sequence in part 2 of this where the Seekers start destroying a city, and it's just the animators showing off. But the animation is incredible. One guy destroys a whole building and it blows in half and falls onto the street, and then one of the other guys swoops close to a building and leaves a big gash in it.
That was awesome. It's like a Wolverine gash.
Yeah, it's what are these like trailer shots or something? They're amazing.
Yeah, all I wrote for that was Jets destroy stuff, and that was my note on that. My notes are very my speak. This guy just got destroyed or whatever. But I was like, I just wrote Jets destroy stuff. It's like,
it's pretty cool. And Thrust is the one that destroys Teletran 1. He gets the big gold star or whatever. So, Yeah, no, these are cool. I mean, as I said, this and Ultimate Doom were the two, uh, um, like the two stories that made up Transformers. What was it, Dark of the Moon? I think. Um,
The
and that's
second one is Revenge of the Fallen. The third one's Dark of the Moon. The fourth one is Extinction. No, is that a name of
yeah,
one?
Age of the Extinction,
Age
because
of
the
Extinction.
Dinobots were in it for the last 5 minutes or something.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
fifth one is the worst movie of all time called The
last night
or
or
something
whatever.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then Bumblebee is like okay, and then I guess this Beast one's the best one, but even
I
that
didn't
it's
see it yet, man.
well, you ever seen Rise of the Beast? My wife has watched it.
I'll watch it, man.
She
God.
thought it was okay, but she thought there'd be more. She thought it was more about the beasts. I'm so like, no, not really. It's about the Transformers. Like the beasts are in it a little bit, but that's it.
No, but they always did. Well, Age of Extinction. It's like those
Well, she
Dinobots.
hasn't seen the other Transformers movies.
Yeah, the Dinobots were all over the advertising and marketing. It's like they had standees of like the of the Dinobots or an
Yeah.
imprint or something like that, and then they don't turn up till like the last 5 minutes.
Oh, they're in it. They're in it a little bit more than. I'm going to give Age of Extinction a big thing here. The Dinobots were in the movie. Madam Web, are you watching? Makers
That's
of Madam
true.
Web.
At the end, they try to tame them or something like that.
They actually were still in the movie.
Yeah,
The Spider Women were not in the movie, which
yeah,
is insane.
yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that's that. That's those. So this is another two-part Desertion of the Dinobots.
Yep.
The Dinobots feel taken for granted lately. Yeah, come on. This couldn't have come at a worse time. As a deadly scourge strikes every other Transformer. Oh no. Only Cybertronium, new thing, can cure their collective ills, but only the Decepticons have easy access to it, of course. With the Autobots in serious trouble, the Dinobots are practically left to decide whether they will live or die. Things get worse for the Autobots while the Decepticons are back at full strength. With the Dinobots gone, hope certainly seems lost. On Cybertron, Spike and Carly appeal to the Dinobots for their help. Even if the two humans can succeed, though, the Decepticons intend to make sure that the Autobots never even lay eyes on Cybertronium under any circumstances. Saving the day ends up falling to Swoop and the two humans. This is the Swoop episode, or part two. Okay, so part one that I didn't really separate this again into part one, but yeah, I got the blueprints, the Dinobots attack the hangar. That was kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
The Cybertronium is weird. Yeah, it's like okay, now there's the Cybertronium stuff.
You know, more and more I think of it because they had Randinium or something like that in I think the fourth movie,
Right.
and I don't know. I guess I'm giving them too much credit. I don't know if that's just that's a like sort of poking fun of and paying homage to the fact that they made up so many different stupid things in the cartoon, or maybe it's just them being dumb. I don't know, but yeah,
There's a lot of random stuff, but I will say that Carly stepped up in this one.
yeah, yes, she stepped up. Well, I was gonna say like she's supposed to be a PhD in chemistry. That's what they said in the first
right.
appearance. And now she knows computers and she knows mechanical stuff. And
sure, why not? It's all the same.
Everything. Yeah,
she knows science.
Yeah.
Swoop is awesome in this. He's like got the big he's with them going through. It's like a D&D adventure. He's going through the big traps and everything.
Well, Swoop levels up, but the Swoop is always leveled up because in that other Dinobots two-parter, Swoop was the one that kept saving Spike, and he seemed more with it, more clever and smart than all the other Transformers.
Right.
Sorry, all the other Dinobots. Okay, so that's your notes, or
yeah, pretty much. I wanted to say I like the idea that they remembered the Dinobots were created on Earth and they don't have the Cybertronium thing in them.
That's a cool callback, and that shows that they had some sort of guide or Bible to pulling all this together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. So this is Blaster's first appearance in the back of Ironhide, along with Soundwave, and I don't know why Ironhide would allow that. Like, don't they all know what Soundwave looks like? You know, Soundwave's just back there on Ironhide, and even Blaster's just like there, and it's like, well, don't you guys know what he looks like? There he is.
Yeah, doesn't Blaster know that Soundwave? Like, it's weird.
Blaster doesn't get tapes until the movie, so he's just Blaster. He's just walking around. He doesn't have guys to come out of him.
I didn't think of that. You're right. He doesn't have guys.
Yeah, because they didn't make those toys yet. Yeah. So yeah.
No way, two can play.
Yeah, no way, two could. Yeah, that was the big shock in the movie. He's like, oh my god, he has tapes now. Starscream throws a human to the ground, which looked painful, but the guy got up and they have a thud sound too when he does it.
Oh, this was funny. I like Joe. It's like he loses his Everyone's getting weird. He's like, oh, I guess you have no voice. I am the leader now. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Yeah, that's what Starscream does. Is like in 1 second he's the leader. Okay, I'm the leader now. Second appearance of Curly. Slag melts Starscream's cannon, which is cool.
Yeah.
Blitzwing appears and is kicked by Sludge. I think this might be Blitzwing's first appearance. I'm not sure. There's a cool Blitzwing episode coming up in probably another batch where he makes a maze. And anyways, it's awesome. Cool. Blitzwing, swoop bombs, thrust, and thundercracker. What I thought was cool, he drops bombs on them. That was cool. And Grimlock throws Megatron. He like picks him up with his jaw. That's awesome. Yeah, they destroy the Decepticons, and they're like, oh crap, like. But then they're like, yeah, you guys take us for granted. Like we come in and we save your ass all the time, right?
Yeah, it's like a Cobra Commander's voice.
Yeah, did you all know that Chris Latta, who voiced Starscream, also voiced Sparkplug?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sparkplug is his voice.
Oh,
like Spike's dad or whatever.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That guy had range, man.
Yeah, that's like disturbing. I'm like, how is this? Like, I can't wrap my head around it. It's just a lot of the guys you can kind of tell if you really pay attention. You're like, hey, I can hint.
Well, like Peter,
that's really blowing my mind right now. I'm like, I can't wrap my head around it.
Let me confirm it. I'm pretty sure it's
that is so weird. I mean, that guy's great.
Yeah. And my part 2 notes were I always wondered how humans could breathe on Cybertron.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. Like they just like, well, whatever, man.
And everyone speaks English. That's just a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. What do robots need with a ladder? Because there's a ladder. Now they make the ladder bigger, so like it's not human sized.
Yeah.
Swoop proves once again that he's the most sensible of the bunch. And they show origin stuff without the Quintessons. So it's basically like there are these robots and one faction wanted to rule and the other faction wanted to fight them, and that's basically what they do. It's pretty neat. And the tubes that they show, how they get around Cybertron, are reminiscent of Mego's rocket tubes, which was their in their Micronauts line, which parents complain about because they shot out windows and stuff. So yeah, but it looks a lot like that. And yeah, those are my notes about the Desertion of the Dinobots. It's a cool Dinobots episode.
Yep.
I noticed that most of the time when the Dinobots appear, they're in two-parters. I don't know if someone just really loved the Dinobots or what was going on there.
And I forgot about this. He was red. He wasn't blue.
Yeah, he's red. Was he blue in the cartoon?
Yeah, he's blue in the cartoon.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I didn't have Swoop. So I
didn't have him either.
That's weird. Yeah,
I had Grimlock, Snarl, and I really wanted Slag, but I couldn't get him. But now in my I kind of like Sludge. Because of his name, but also I like he's like he's like sort of the dumbest one, and he just is funny to me. It's like, but Swoop was badass in this thing. Yeah, this is Swoop.
Yeah, he's dumber in the movie because the movie was made when they were making it while they made the first season, and it continued on. So Swoop is kind of a dummy in the film. Like good part, tell Swoop good part, like. Like he would never talk like that in the show. So yeah.
All right, so that's Dinobot. Oh, I like the giant gun thing too. There's like a
all the guns are big because they're for Transformers, so he has to use it like a cannon. He has to pick it up properly, and it was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Chris Lauder was also Wheeljack and Gung Ho. So he used all sorts of guys in these.
Wow.
Voice of our childhood.
All right, the next one is Blaster Blues, which is the next one, even in the other sequence.
Yeah.
Radios across Earth suddenly experience technical difficulties. Once alerted to this trouble, the Autobots trace the source of the trouble to the moon, located Megatron and Decepticon, whatever.
Yeah.
The moon located, I guess they were going to say relocated, but moon, haha.
Yeah.
With all sorts of human matters experiencing trouble, many Autobots have a lot on their plates. Okay, finding Decepticons head on though falls to Blaster, who has been itching to prove the worth of his unique power and Cosmos. Okay,
Cosmos, yeah.
Yeah, Omega Supreme also takes on Astro Train, which is kind of cool. So,
no, so do they like? What's the name of the? There's another device in this called the Voltronic Galaxy.
Yeah, Voltron. I could not get the name as Voltronic.
Is it Voltronic or Valtronic?
No, I thought it was like Voltronic, like volcano.
Voltronic Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real super stretch.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah. It's like, how drunk are you when you come up with this shit? Yeah.
I do like the snow. There's some snow that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Going on the moon is cool. We had a Megatron versus Optimus thing.
Optimus on the moon, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Astro Train is really neat. Blaster, Cosmos, they're captured. That's good. Omega Supreme is cool. Got that concert in the beginning, so those are kind of the cool things that I was just noting.
Yeah.
I do like snow, and sometimes there's always like a snow thing in some of these cartoons where like, oh, it's snowing, and it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. And it always makes the episode feel a little different.
Yeah, I noticed that. So they always use Star Wars sound effects in this cartoon, and also they used like video game, like very early 80s video game sound effects for Malfunction. It was like that sort of low,
right,
that thing. But one sound effect I noticed, so when Megatron flies away with the machine, with the Voltronic Galaxy, he flies away in the beginning. They use the Death Star laser sound with the Alderaan explosion. It's like like that. It's the same exact sound. Like we've seen Star Wars a million times, right?
Well, I didn't notice that.
And then when Alderaan explodes, it's a low rumble of, and they use exactly that when he flies away. Like I don't know how. Like back then you could just do that and get away with it. Like they use the TIE Fighter sound all the time for the Seekers, and no one said a thing. So
yeah.
Yeah, Curly's back. They've been including Red Alert and Inferno a lot lately. I put Omega Supreme's tracks and tank appear out of nowhere on the moon. So like the rocket comes down and there's smoke, and then when the smoke subsides, is like all the complete toy is there. It's like, okay, I guess so. I don't know. It's like Optimus Prime's trailer. Like, it just comes out.
That thing is somebody's got to be like, how come that teleports? Like,
it's like Thor's hammer. It's like it just comes.
It just comes, yeah. He just holds his hand out, and then eventually it'll come to him.
Yeah, Omega Supreme transforms for. Okay, so when Omega Supreme's rocket is chasing what's his name, Astro Train, out in space, he just suddenly transforms into Omega Supreme. So all the stuff just appears.
Yeah, where's the bridge and like that?
Yeah, it all just like happens, right? So and then he fights him. That's about it.
I never understood how those guys work. Like, look, Omega Supreme is awesome, but I always felt it was weird. It's like, well, he's splitting up. It's like, like how does he? Like I wonder what the Omega Supreme. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, he looks awesome when he's formed.
He's awesome. I don't know how posable he was or how awkward he was. He looks like a good big piece, but I don't know how much he fell apart. I know one person we know had him. So, but yeah.
No, did he? Did that
Yeah,
person have him?
Steve totally had
Oh,
this.
Steve had him. Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah, because he talks about how I think his dad tried to put it together for Christmas morning and it took forever. Because it's the tracks and the freaking tank and everything, and I mean it's a cool, awesome toy. Like that tank goes around, you could just do that all day, right? Um, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's like what is he? He's a rocket based thing, I guess. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, like I don't even want you to like. What do you even do with
he
this guy?
looks
Like,
awkward as hell. Yeah,
some of the newer ones look really cool, like the
yeah,
way that these newer toys do it.
because they're better proportioned, and it's like his arms are almost down. That one arm's almost down to the ground, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
he can like use it as a cane or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
some of the newer ones are neat.
later on, they have a backstory with he's one of the guardians. So they had these big sentinels that protected Cybertron, and they look like that. Um, that's how they kind of retcon him in the cartoon. But here, I don't know where they got this design from. I don't know if it was a Takara toy or something or part of another line. I don't know. Um,
Well, that's awesome. 24 inches.
but I remember like the ads for this. Like he was an awesome toy. It's pretty cool, and he's fairly distinct. Like his color scheme and his look. Like he's very classic looking. And in the cartoon, they make him look enormous. You know, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is enormous. Yeah.
Yeah, like that Golden Lagoon, which we'll get to. Like he's freaking like he steps on the ground and the ground like craters. You know, it's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Anyway,
Like,
yeah, no, this was cool.
yeah, this was awesome. Now the next one, I mean, look, I thought this
I
was
thought it was
fun.
cool. I don't know why you're banging on it, man.
No. This is one that everyone thinks is trash.
Oh no, I
This
don't.
is like the big trash episode of Transformers.
Because the bird
Uh,
poop. Yeah.
so it's like a Decepticon raider in King Arthur's court. The discovery of a mysterious time transporter sends Spike and the Transformers to medieval times where Starscream plots to take over the home of a knight named Sir whatever it's called. With the help of their new friends in the past, Spike and the Autobots defeat Decepticons and take them back to their own time. I mean, everyone, yeah, this is one that people kind of make fun of a lot. So it's Rumble, Ravage, Ramjet, and Starscream, I think.
Yeah.
And we got Hoist and Spike, and what was the other guy?
Warpath.
Warpath. And then there's the whole thing with the daughter.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
But I like that they squeeze as many medieval Night King stuff tropes into it. Like they even have the wizard's awesome. His look is cool. Like it's their Gandalf basically, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I know people kind of beat it up.
I liked it. I mean, okay, so my notes are Ramjet punches a horse. That's funny. Because he would have killed that horse, but Warpath exiting the Dragon Mound is used in the end credits. Like it was forever there. He turns into Warpath like coming out of that mound. Why is okay? So they travel in time and it doesn't seem to phase them at all. And then immediately there's a scene where Spike is like, "Oh, I need armor to compete in the tournament." It's like, why are you competing in a tournament? Like it's like immediate. It's like your biggest concerns are getting home, and
Right.
another concern is like how are these transformers being powered? It's like there's a lot of big things you have to take care of. Why are you farting around? You know, why is he in love with this princess? It's like, do you intend to live here and mess up the time continuum? It's like, why would you even fathom this? You have a girlfriend. Like it doesn't. It's weird. I think that's probably why people bag on it. It doesn't fit. Like it's all just so strange. If you look at it through the lens of like they're having fun with all the tropes of medieval stuff,
Right.
then yeah, it fits, right? You know, they have to have a joust and they have to have a Merlin and they have to have a and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
And the kings fighting over something stupid is kind of poignant. I guess it's like the cows trampled on some guy's garden. So then one guy got mad at another guy, and they're all fighting now. There's something, and they have this big war. Um, I like that Starscream. Starscream was supposed to be in the cartoons at least, and probably in the toys. He was a scientist first. Like when he was
Yes.
hanging out with Skyfire, they said that they were exploring. They were
Yeah.
scientists, and here he uses that. He MacGyvers up all sorts of stuff to try and like help out the Decepticons, right? Like, but the thing is, it's like he's trying to make a dynamo. But the problem is, it's all these like humans, and they're moving at human speeds. Like I can't power anything like this. He
Yeah.
finally gets it to work, and then like then freaking Rumble gets in there. He's like, Rumble, get out of there! Like Rumble's getting power from the thing.
They
Um,
were on a break. They were on a break.
on
That's
a
from
break,
Friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he creates he invents gunpowder so that
Yeah.
like when they have the ballistas, they're not just throwing something; it explodes too, and that's kind of cool. And they're all like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Now,
Um,
what about this? What about this joust here, where like they're on, like,
he's riding a tank. Yeah,
yeah, he's riding a tank, and then Rumble's on the jet.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I said all this would mess up time worse than a deaf Mercury in Eternals. Um, what else? Oh yeah, potassium nitrate equals bird poop.
Mm,
I learned that from this cartoon, so that's cool. And like when I think it's Rumble, right? Rumble has to get it, and I don't know what he does to these birds, but he's like covered in poop, and there's like two birds and a bird on each shoulder. Like yeah, they're like just like sitting there.
it's
And
just,
that's
yeah,
yeah, it's weird. Um, Horse becomes a bridge layer. The bridge layer from GI Joe for
yes.
the guys to go across. Um, the animation around the wizard I thought was great, like a lot of cool like anime lines and stuff.
Mm.
Um, and why is Spike after the princess? So those are my I think it's fun. It stands out. It's memorable. I remember it. So I remember the bird poop part more than anything else. But yeah,
It's just a weird. I mean, I thought it was awesome. I watched it last, so I
yeah,
watched these in orders. Yeah, I watched
yeah,
these in order, but then a couple of them, I was like, I'm gonna watch this one last because this is the one that everyone says is like super goofy, and I don't remember. I didn't remember it.
yeah.
And I'm like, it's fine. Like, what's everyone? Yeah, it is weird. Like, why is he now pumped up for this girl? Like, yeah, is he gonna live here? Like, oh, I'm just gonna live here in the past now. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like I don't. It's just yeah, it's goofy that way.
Mhm.
All right, so next one up is the Golden Lagoon, and this is like this is like everyone becomes overpowered. Fierce action leads both Beachcomber and Thrust to stumble upon Electrum. I got another one of these, Electrum or whatever.
Yeah.
A liquid a liquid for invincibility. Basically, there is a forest lagoon's worth of the stuff, but only the Decepticons succeed in making a claim. The result, of course, renders the Autobots' weapons essentially useless. The only hope that the Autobots have is to try to fight fire with fire, but Megatron isn't about to give them a chance. What price must be paid for victory? I like that this was the everybody's gold. You could just see them
Yeah.
bringing this out as toys. At just the same characters, but they're all gold.
They didn't really do that, but they should. Like
Yeah.
Electrum. The only thing is the Seekers is like I can see Hasbro doing this. It's the same exact Seeker that's gold, but just say Starscream on the box or like Thrust,
Yeah.
and then trust that like these super like obsessive guys will just get each box. Like
Even
like
though it's the same thing. Yeah.
that's fully a Hasbro trick, but
Yeah. Beachcomber, Sea Spray. What
there's a
else?
lot of guys actually in this.
Yeah.
It's all the it's supposed to be all the Autobots.
I like when Omega Supreme comes in and then Starscream's like, it's Omega Supreme, we can't fight this guy.
Yeah, Omega Supreme. If they did code him with the Electrum, they'd run out because he's enormous.
He's too big for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the Electrum Thrust. That was cool. I don't know why Starscream is scared to use the Electrum when Thrust is right there in front of you. To just do it. They're okay. I caught a GI Joe. So GI Joe and Transformers, of course, made by the same people. They would use the same music, but sometimes there's sound cues that are GI Joe specific would not have the tune in it, like dun dun dun.
Right.
There's Transformers specific Like
Oh,
sound.
there you go.
Oh, there you go, man. Tackleton, Golden Lagoon, Beachcomber, Perceptor, and Sea Spray. Of course they made that. Of course they did. And this is going to be another one of these, probably surprising a few episodes from now. But anyway, yeah, I caught that. Where was it here? Oh yeah, the GI Joe specific song cue when Smokescreen gets shot. Um, there's music goes dun dun dun, and it does it again. It's very
Mhm.
GI Joe like sound cue. So uh, this one really shows Omega Supreme's size. Um, I think this is the first Astro Train commercial bumper I saw.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have,
okay.
they're filtering in new bumpers. It
Yep.
used to be just the G11 guys, and now it's like Warpath gets a bumper and like Cosmos gets a bumper.
You
So
get a bumper, and you get a
you get a
bumper.
bumper. You get a bumper. Um, how does Beachcomber knock the Seekers out if they're invulnerable? Like when they escape the brig or whatever.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
yeah. I said they should make toys, but they clearly did. Um, yeah, and the poignant. So the ending is supposed to be poignant, where in fighting over this stuff, they destroy the Electrum and they destroy the entire valley that was around, kept the lagoon secret
This is
from the
funny.
rest of the Autobots because he's a wussy hippie. He is, yeah. With what's the guy's name? Bing Crosby's voice or something. I don't know. Like,
Right.
whoa. Yeah, so they destroy the entire area, like the lagoon and all the wildlife. Well, the wildlife I guess is still there, but like all of that scenery is destroyed,
It's destroyed. They pummeled the crap out of it.
and the lagoon, and then it ends with Beachcomber saying, "I guess we won," like in a very somber voice. But they have this like fanfare music that undercuts the entire thing. It's like dun, 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 dun. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the appropriate music. Maybe have no music. That would be pretty awesome,
Yeah, they didn't want a new soundtrack. They could have just had
Yeah.
no music.
And this is the days when like 80s cartoons were wall to wall music. They didn't understand the value of silence. Like it wasn't until like well, Simpsons obviously because it was prime time, but for kids like Batman did that. Batman didn't have wall to wall music. Like they didn't have to. They knew this, right? So
I never thought of that.
yeah. No, all these 80s cartoons, wall to wall music.
Wow, I'm
There's
gonna
never a silent moment ever. Yeah.
wow, I'm gonna look out for that or listen out for that. Now I didn't
Well,
realize that there is no.
Transformers, it's all just wall to wall the music arrangements, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is come on, guys, this is crazy. And some of these are like 150 bucks. Now, if this is diecast or whatever, I guess
Okay,
Amazon
yeah.
in stock 155 bucks Canadian. Are you crazy?
Is that official?
Yeah. Oh, you won't see it
Oh,
now. It's on the.
wow.
Yeah, it's official.
They don't miss a trick, man. They really made these. And they charged extra for it too, man. Oh my god.
155 bucks. How you like them apples?
I mean, like them apples. I like them apples. Well,
I
how
don't know if
many
you like the
hands do
sound
you
of them
need?
apples, Will.
How many hands do you need for Megatron? That's not the most important thing. Like, who cares if he's like this or like this? It's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, really.
Like, what the hell, man? Why does he have a tiny gun too? Like, there's a tiny gun next to the mace.
Oh yeah, what is that?
I don't know. It looks like Lando Calrissian's gun.
It's like a little Uzi or something weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Wow.
All right, the next one is God Gambit.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I thought this was pretty awesome.
I was gonna say one of my notes was ambitious science fiction concept for a kid's toy commercial cartoon.
Yeah, big time. This
It's a science fiction trope, like something from the stars comes and they think it's a god. But it's cool to put into this show, you know.
yeah, I might say this is my favorite one of the night.
Okay.
let me think about this. What's this? Let's make tracks again. Yeah, no, I think this is my favorite one. I like this like alien world. So it's like they go to this alien world, and it's they all believe that Cosmos crashes there, and they see that. But it's
Yeah.
funny because the alien race at the time is already upset at like there's already like a religion versus
Yeah, so this
you know,
guy uses a false god to control everyone, and
yes,
this woman leads a resistance. It's like, yeah, I don't think this is real, and they topple that thing down. And
yeah,
there's a guy inside it that was talking, and she sees that, and then they're like, yeah, it doesn't exist, but there's still people that believe, and they're like, no, the star gods are gonna come, and all that, and of course Cosmos comes, and then the Decepticons come, and
right.
they're assholes. So yeah.
No, this one was pretty cool.
Mhm. And
Um,
Astro Train levels up here as being even more powerful and evil than the Seekers.
yeah.
Because there is one of these episodes where he's leading some of the Seekers, and it's like, where's Starscream? Like just briefly, and here he's like overpowering the Seekers and just telling them what to do, and
What were
everyone,
these
including
guys called?
Starscream. Pardon? Oh, these
What were
guys?
these?
I can't remember. Does it say in your thing,
Um,
Wikipedia?
Decepticons. Oh, a planet called on a planet called Titan. I guess. Okay.
Yeah, the planet's Titan. Yeah,
I guess Titan, God Gambit. What
Titanians. No.
Titan? Titanium. I don't know. I don't know what they call them.
Titans will not worship false gods. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. Where's a figure of this God Gambit?
that's a
Figure.
shirt, man. Yeah.
Oh, Gambit. Damn it.
No,
Not
not that
Gambit.
Gambit.
Yeah, this one was pretty damn cool. So yeah, like I like Astro Train here. He's awesome. So just like yeah, I like Cosmos is all knocked out or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and it's Perceptor and Jazz, and they've got a great little thing here. And Jazz is like, "Oh, I'm not a god," and all of that. And
Yeah,
um,
Jazz really takes offense.
yeah,
He's like,
he's
we're
like
not
not happy
gods.
with that. He's like, "What the heck?
Yeah.
That's not."
Yeah, Scatman Crothers gets a lot of speaking parts in this, which is good because he was around, but like they didn't really use him much, and this is the first time where Jazz does a lot of stuff. I like this because I had Jazz as a kid, and I was like, oh, Jazz does a lot of cool stuff in this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Talking about this one here, FK.
Yeah, it's a Wreck-Gar.
Yeah, no, Jazz is awesome in this. I, I was noticing that they were putting a lot of the new guys together, but I
Yeah,
liked where we had a new guy and a
and
classic
the
guy
classic guy.
together.
Yeah,
It felt more real. Like one of the problems with the movies is that it's like the new guys just came and took over, and it's like they're all new guys.
yeah.
It wasn't like I think. Look, if Optimus Prime dies and then Hot Rod takes over, you're like, well, Hot Rod, that sucks. But if it would have been like a few guys, like okay, Hot Rod's there, but there's Ironhide is still there with
Yeah,
or Cliff Jumper or somebody,
yeah.
But it's like oh, Ironhide's dead, like Cliff Jumper's dead, or like they're all dead. You're like, well, this sucks. They're all either dead or not in the movie.
Well, yeah. Well, in season 3, Jazz returned because it was Scatman Crothers.
Right.
Cliff Jumper, I can't remember if he returned, but Casey Kasem bowed out because they were making fun of Middle Eastern people in season 3.
Right.
And he's from I can't remember. I can't remember where he's from, but yeah. So, but they did have some classic guys in there, like Bumblebee was back.
Right.
But they didn't have enough. Like, I mean, what's his name? They cut out a scene in the movie where Inferno wishes everyone good luck before they go off into space. In the beginning, they cut that out, and it's like I don't know. I put in more classic guys. I know they're going to be there briefly, but we had them. We want to see them. Like preferably not destroyed, but
Right.
It's like Ironhide guy. Ironhide was my first guy, and he gets his head blown off.
Yeah, he gets like executed though. Like
Yeah.
it's like
He gets destroyed. Like such heroic nonsense.
Well, you know what's funny? I got him.
Yeah.
I have this one, and he's got
Yeah,
the
the
thing.
movie
This
one.
just
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
It's in stock right now, 45 Canadian. Right now, you can get them. So yeah, no, they've got them.
Tell
It's
me
jazz, not just. Come on.
Jazz. We're all kind of, that's from Airplane.
So I'll tell you both. Good luck. We're kind
Yeah.
of. But no, I liked this God Gambit. It was awesome. I had Rekar as a kid too.
Yeah. Yeah, and he had the big thing of the toilet bowl around his head.
Yep, we had the toilet bowl head.
Yeah.
All right, the last one of tonight is Make Tracks, a rash of car thefts. Uh-oh. This one, okay, so there's a bunch of car thefts. I'm not going to read this thing. There's a bunch of car thefts. Tracks is the guy.
Yeah, and the Autobots are helping the police for some
They're
reason.
helping the police, yeah.
But it turns out that that the car thefts have to do with Decepticons somehow.
Right.
And they're making Decepticon drones out of these hundreds of cars or whatever. And,
yeah, so 300 cars or something.
That's their big master plan. Yeah, and then Trax teams up with Raul here, and then they foil the Decepticons and all that. Yeah, I mean, like, so first of all, Trax is a cool toy and a cool looking dude. I don't know why they put wings on him in the toy, but that's cool. He looks awesome. He always did. The voice for him sucks, but like, because he's all like erudite and so, I don't know. I don't get it. For such a cool looking character, right? So yeah. No. Do you have notes for this or?
So I was saying, let me see. The crime busters and all that. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then there, like, the whole like, oh, he can't transform. There's a lot of this like one wire destroys like the guy. He can't.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird. The drones is kind of a neat idea. How does Raul know how to repair anything to do with the transformer? That's kind of and then you owe me these cars and all that. I was like, what the heck is this? This is like the Fast and the Furious Transformers edition or something.
Yeah.
So San Francisco.
Car thief.
Yeah, car thief with art.
They're in like New York or something because they had mentioned New Jersey at one point.
Yeah, Team America's great.
Well, it's like a mask with the gull-wing doors. One note I and this ties to this episode. One note I forgot about Auto Berserk. That's the one where Red Alert goes haywire and they search for him in the city. When they're in the city in that episode in Auto Berserk, I realized something important. I was like, oh my god. They almost always depicted the Transformers in very natural environments, like in rocky terrain, in fields, in ravines, almost all the time. Right. And you don't notice that until they're in the city. It's like, oh, why does this look so unique and different to me? Because they're never in the city. And they're in the city, they're in downtown in that episode briefly looking for Red Alert.
Yes.
Here they're in a city setting and it looks refreshing. And
it did, yeah.
Because it's like, oh crap, they're in the city and there's all the big lights and buildings and all that stuff. It's pretty neat. One thing, I'm such a freaking nerd for knowing this. So in the beginning of the episode, they play a song from Blasters, like from Blasters playing a song.
Right.
And the song he's playing is the background music for Cold Slither, which was the do you remember Cold Slither?
No.
G.I. Joe. There's an episode of G.I. Joe where Zartan and the Dreadnoks form a band called Cold Slither and they sing a song called Cold Slither.
Oh dear.
And it's a way for it's hypnotic and it gets people to recruit for Cobra. It's a cartoon.
Right,
and they play Cold Slither, and Cold Slither is a cult thing among like Hasbro fans because it's like Cold Slither, like we're coming for you, and that's the song that that Blaster plays just because they had the rights to that because they made it, right? So, the Transformers in the City is refreshing. I put okay, so Legends, yeah, that's Cold Slither. That's Zartan right there in the
Oh my god, they have a band. They have the shirt for it.
Shirt for the band, yeah. So they released a toy Legends tracks, which comes with Raoul. And
oh my god!
And it also comes with a Blaster in a boombox form that you could put into tracks.
What's it called? Tracks?
Legends tracks. You could put like Raoul, which is a Raoul, next to and like in
Legends tracks. And then what did you? And then
Raoul. And I think it was like a figurine or something. No, it's not going to show it. Oh no, that's not.
Oh, here you go. Here it is.
There's a toy. Yeah, it's a figurine, and here's the little blaster you could put in. So they made an official Raoul. So there you go.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Hey, that's kind of neat. Hey, you know what? Why didn't they make tracks? You haven't watched Rise of the Beast yet. They should have made
tracks and this guy.
Yeah, because they have a guy in there who's well, I mean, I guess he's not a car thief, but I mean,
no, I've always thought that this would be a good angle. That I think the team of Raoul and Trax is pretty good. I like their banter. I like their team up. I think the voice acting of Raoul is pretty good. I like it. They never revisited any of that, but someone somewhere at Takara was like, remember that episode? And they made Raoul and Blaster from that particular episode.
Which is so cool.
That's pretty cool. The humans have laser pistols, I noticed, to get around the standards and practices of the time. Like the gangsters have laser pistols.
Right.
The Decepticons don't recognize Trax's Autobot insignia. They have all these cars on the conveyor belt, and they don't recognize Trax. And the guy has a big-ass Autobot symbol on his hood, and they don't notice that.
Yeah, that's just like a thing.
A cartoon thing.
Like, and as a kid, you're like, don't they notice that this guy's an Autobot? Come on.
I noticed there were a lot of low power tropes in these episodes. Like, I'm running low on power.
Yeah.
Jeopardy. Yeah, it's like, so yeah, that was happening a lot. How would Raoul know how to open Megatron's panel, or that there even was a panel on his chest? He just presses a button and this thing opens up. And he like,
this is one of these. This guy learns everything super fast.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can now repair you. It's like, can you? Like, okay. And then, oh yeah. And like, he runs in and he's like, I've got a bomb. It's like, I've got a bomb on my car. This is Mad Max.
Yeah.
Mad Max has like on his interceptor, he's got that little thing on the bottom. He's like, when the gyro captain tries to take the car, he's like, oh, I've got a bomb underneath there. But then he also goes, he was a clever man. Could hide a weapon in there, right? And it's like, oh, and then he just turns the bomb because he does have a gun in there, but then he also had a bomb. Road Warrior is awesome, but anyways, it's like that's the big smart guy. He's like, oh, there's a bomb in there. It's like, okay, fine. He's like, go deactivate it. Like, why would Megatron care? Why wouldn't he be like, well, fine, well, I'll just shoot that car.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, those are my notes. I think it's an okay episode. I like the downtown visuals too.
I never thought of that. You're right. Like it's like you never see them. Oh, what's this? There's always got to be someone who's got to be goofy. Oh, someone made a woman version or whatever.
Oh no, this is probably it's probably from Kiss Players, which is the worst iteration of Transformers. Worse than Michael Bay movies.
These Transformer toys, some of these are crazy, Like some of these. So yeah, that was pretty good. So I mean, I think I like the Alien one a lot, and actually this one, I forgot that. Yeah, having them in the city was really neat, and I thought something was weird too. You're like, they're always in like a rock quarry or something, or there's like some hill or something. And you're like, okay, it's like Doctor Who or whatever. Even though I love Doctor Who,
but
it's like you're a cartoon. Like, why can't you and you want to see the Autobots driving around in the city, like.
I think their thing was probably like it's interesting if these mechanical things are in nature or something like that.
Right.
That's probably what it was. I remember what's the Nelson Shin? Is that the guy? So he supervised all the animation, and I think he says in one of the movie commentaries that he always liked to see the juxtaposition of these highly evolved like machines in natural settings. And he
Right.
said like his favorite thing to animate, of course, from the movie was when they're fishing, when Hot Rod and Daniel are fishing, and it's very beautiful to look at too, where they're in that green like ravine there, and then of course they do the if you're gonna ride ride in style,
Style, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. All Berserk and Microbots are my faves here. Decepticons getting drunk is still the number one funniest moments in G1. Yep.
No, that was great. It was funny. I like that Megatron's like it's like, oh, it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, they're like, oh, we can't do anything. Oh,
yeah.
It's like, and then they flop over. Man. You're like, okay. But I always like there's that Atlantis one, which was weird, but this one, the Atlantis one's just like, well, that's not on Earth. I like space ones because they're aliens. I like encountering other alien worlds. Yeah. That's why the headmaster thing is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I thought this one that with the God Gambit was wicked.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, yeah, there was a lot. It's a good science fiction one. It was the most like kind of intelligent one. This one was neat because it's like, it's like besides Spike, there's another human that, gets a team up.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a team up in Rise of the Beasts with Mirage and whatever the main guy is.
That guy, yeah.
What is the main guy in that? I'm wondering. It's not Raoul. What the hell is it?
What's his name?
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Transformers.
Noah
yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'll get around to watching it eventually, but
so you should watch it. Like, come on, that's really terrible. That's like a year ago now or whatever.
I know.
You gotta watch it. Look, it's there's action in it, and there's a lot of action. So there's that. Wheeljack is garbage beyond shit.
Yeah, if I were to say like what the best one so far is to me is probably 3, because 3 is the one with the Leonard Nimoy robot too, right?
Yeah, Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel Prime. There's more of a story going on there. I don't know if it's by accident. Like they did, whoever wrote it was geek enough to put 2 of the better like stories into one thing. The only thing is like that blasting them into space in that movie doesn't pay off. They just come back. There's no. I'd have to watch it again. I feel like what happens is they just appear again, and it's like there's no story.
Yeah, we're back.
It's like okay. There's like zero jeopardy there. So yeah, and I liked Leonard Nimoy turning on everyone, and I think Patrick Dempsey was the human bad guy or something.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey was the bad guy. Like
yeah. Yeah, it's not great. It's not good. None of them are good. But if I were to pick one that's like better than the others, it's probably 3.
Oh, Rise of the Beast is definitely better. But they gave Optimus Prime the "I don't trust humans. I need to learn to trust them" angle, and you're like, why is that Optimus Prime's angle? Like, it's weird. It's like they made Optimus Prime the main guy. It wasn't Bumblebee or someone else. But you're like, but now they gave him this weird angle. It's just I don't know. All the movies are weird. They're all messed up in some way.
Yeah. Well, Transformers 1, I think, is it coming out this year or next year?
Yeah, 1. That's coming out.
Yeah. And we'll see how badly they mess that up. But it's like, are they going to have Alpha Trion and Orion Pax and all that stuff? It's like, I don't know.
They might. Maybe they will.
I heard one of the writers mention Alpha Trion, and I was like, oh, are you actually going for it? Like, you're gonna do the G1 origin? And like, we'll see.
They might, because it's a cartoon, right? And they're it's a little bit more like, oh, we can do whatever we want kind of a thing.
I thought it was supposed to be still within origin of it, within continuity of the movies or something.
I don't know. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, they wreck all. No, man, that sucks. Yeah, they wrecked Euro.
Chicago.
All right, so Sean is very close to 1,000. Oh, let's check the poll first.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll leave that up. So 73% people thought it was goofy fun. Only 9% thought it was not great, but there's worse. And a couple of people thought it was amazing. So there you go.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Sean's getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you're subscribed to Sean. The link's in all my videos, and so make sure you're subscribed. He's got to continue the space. What's the guy? Space guy. I can't remember the name. It eluded me.
Space Angel. Yeah.
Space Angel. So what's the other one called? It's another mouth one, right?
Captain Fathom.
Yeah, Captain Fathom. There you go. That's coming out. What else is coming out?
Yeah, so Captain Fathom is on Saturday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be debuting 2 episodes of that from the 1950s and 60s. Also, I do a video day, so I've got comic reviews coming, more and more comic reviews. I've got more highlights of my collection of DVDs and Blu-rays coming as well, and a few other things. I still have to do my big go through of my ROM collection and stuff like that. So lots of cool stuff coming from Decepticon 77. And yes, I am close to 1,000 subs. Hopefully in the coming weeks, that's going to happen. So make sure you're subscribed. And lots of cool stuff coming.
All right. So we will be back, not next Thursday, but maybe the Thursday after with another block of Transformers. So the immediate thing is tomorrow. So Sean and I and Clobby are all going to be on talking about Daredevil. I've read these already, so we're going to go through those. Yeah. Black Widow returns. Oh my God. And then I'm on Clobby's channel on Monday. And then I'm doing Dazzler on Tuesday. 4 issues of Dazzler. Like, it's She-Hulk, Spider-Woman, Enchantress. Like, what the heck? This is insane. Yeah. And then it's coming, guys. Set your calendar, set your clocks. Fantastic Four, man. This is going to be so epic. It's 108 issues total. So 108
annuals
divided by 4. That is 27 weeks. 27 weeks of Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four goodness, yeah.
Wow, man. And this is the real deal Fantastic Four. There's no bullshit. This is the Jack Kirby stuff. If you want to know about the history, there's only 2 things: Amazing Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Look, X-Men and Avengers are super awesome. Nobody's ever going to say those are not awesome. But even Fantastic Four, maybe even a little bit more than Spider-Man, that is Marvel. Fantastic Four is Marvel. Everything you've ever thought was cool is in Fantastic Four.
If aliens landed in my backyard and said, listen, we're new to Earth, what are comics? And I give them Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's emblematic of all comics. It's the most fun and inventive and colorful and cool. No offense to everything else from Superman to freaking whatever, but this is, blink my eyes and I think of comics, I think of Fantastic Four. Every single issue introduces a new thing that has taken root and is a defining moment in Marvel comics. Has been ripped off by other things like DC and everyone else. Yeah.
It's Mole Man and Skrulls and Namor coming back. This is the first week.
Yeah.
The first stream is going to be this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is Daredevil. This was great. Frank Miller's a genius. These comics they're so important and they've really made it a lot of fun to talk about.
And they're so revolutionary that when you read them now, they feel modern.
They feel modern.
Not stupid modern, but good modern.
Right, good modern.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. You and I are just passing through history. This is history. So make sure you guys are there for Fantastic Four. I'm gonna leave you with that because I can't think of anything more better to say that. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.